Hey everyone, this is your State Representative Bryan Shupe. I'm extremely excited. We have started the 153rd General Assembly, and tomorrow is our first Education Committee. I have two bills on the agenda that I want to discuss with you, and another bill that I am a sponsor of. This committee I have been on since I started 6 years ago, and it has done some amazing things to look at our education in Delaware, how to make sure that our children are more involved with our community, and how to make sure our proficiency rates continue to climb in the state of Delaware. As you know, these proficiency rates have been very low throughout the first state, and we want to make sure that our kids are being taught in a way that they are learning from real world experiences, and that they are able to take the reins as the next generation. So tomorrow we will have our first education committee for 2025. I have two bills that I've written, HB 32 and HB 29. HB 32 deals with SRO and Constable funding. As many of you know, the Milford School District has SROs and constables, but not every school district throughout the state of Delaware has these professionals in their schools. Now, these professionals are for two reasons. The most common one that a lot of people think about is to keep the school safe, which is true. If there is an intruder or if there's something that happens in the building where safety must be addressed immediately, there's an emergency, these professionals are right there to take care of that. But the second thing that most people don't notice is that these professionals create a positive bond between the students that are in our schools, the surrounding community that our schools are within, and also law enforcement as well. As many of you know, these communities that our kids live in, a lot of times the only time that they see an officer within their neighborhoods is when something negative happens, when a neighbor does something or there's an interaction between adults that's negative. And school resource officers and these constables allow for a positive interaction between students and the teachers and these SROs and law enforcement to happen on a daily basis. So this bill, HB 32, introduces a funding model. Right now, the funding is completely different throughout the state, throughout all of our 19 districts. Some of them are funded through local municipalities. Part of it is funded through local police stations, and some of them are actually privately funded through individuals. So there is no way for our school districts to have continual funding that can be expected every year through every single school throughout our state of Delaware. This bill does just that. It puts a funding mechanism in place where the state pays a unit, just like a teacher's unit, where the state pays 70% of the payment of an SRO officer or a constable, whichever the school would like, and the school district pays 30%. So there is an annual cost that goes on. There's an annual revenue foundation that these schools can choose from. Schools can also choose through this bill not to have an SRO or a constable if that's what they desire as well. We had support for this bill last year. It went through, but it was at the end of the year where finances were building up, and this year we're introducing it at the first Education Committee of 2025 so that our financial commitment can go in and be above the others when the Appropriations Committee takes a look at it. Now, the second bill is HB 29. It deals with education profiles. You have heard me talk about this before. The education profiles actually put our schools into perspective that parents will understand. It goes through proficiency rates for English and math. It also goes through funding of each school, and it lays it out on a single website where you can see all these data points that also include teacher to student ratio. It also includes career pathways that are offered at each school. And you can look at each school, all 250 plus schools throughout the state of Delaware, what careers they offer, what proficiency rates currently are. And you will be able to be part of that choice program that you can make sure that your kids are going to the school that best reflects your student or you can have the ability and the education and the information to make that decision in the future. The third bill, which I am a sponsor of, is HB 22, and it deals with constables as well, but it deals as constables through the method of safety while they're going to and from school. Now, in the Milford School District, we've talked about this for some time, since the beginning of this school year, about safe roads to school. We had on the news parents, especially in Little Ross and Miss Pillion Elementary, that were concerned about their kids going to school without a crossing guard. This bill, HB 22, allows for constables that are in the school to actually become and have the legal authority of those crossing guards, so that those crossing guards can be at the schools when kids are dropped off or those kids are picked up in the afternoon as well. So those are three bills. Again, SRO and constable funding for all schools throughout the state of Delaware. The education profile, so you and your student can look at what school is best for you for school choice in Delaware when it comes to proficiency rates and funding mechanisms, and also allowing our constables to become crossing guards and help with traffic to and from school. So this meeting will take place tomorrow at 3 p.m. In the comments, I will also link the place where you can go online to legis.delaware.gov to be a part of that discussion. You can not only listen to it, but you can sign up for public comment as well. So I will talk with you all soon. I'm happy to kick off this legislative session with two of our bills that we created together as a community in the education committee, but also to sponsor another one as well to help with the safety at our schools. So this is Representative Bryan Shupe, and I will talk with you shortly.